Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson. I'm the host of this podcast that's mine. Going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson.
Dankness from the past. Oh, what up, dude? Aaron had to regale you there with some nice freaking dank-ass lyrics, dude.
I appreciate it.
Like, you know, friggin' Pippin does in Lord of the Rings and Minas Tirith with Faramir and Boromir's dad, dude, the steward of Gondor.
Yeah,
dude.
well, he's eating like a fucking maniac.
Yeah, he's housing the food too viciously, dude. Disgusting.
Cherry tomatoes.
If you watch it with subtitles, dude, I watch stuff with subtitles now because I'm a friggin' adult, dude. I like to know exactly what's going on, taking information fully, dude, even if it's in English, my native language, dude. It says, chewing loudly.
It's more than that.
Dude, what is up, Aaron? What's crapping, dude?
Dude, just absolutely crushed it at my buddy's, with a speech at my buddy's wedding.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Fucking rocked it.
Hell yes, dude.
Yeah.
Perfect balance of a little bit of humor, but sentimentality or
No,
sentimentalness.
just mostly jokes. Just cracking jokes.
Oh, there we go. That's bringing the heat. Let's go. How long did you do?
Oh, it was probably 4 minutes, maybe.
Perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
I went to a wedding and the best man did, like, I'm not joking with you, like a 25-minute speech.
No way.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Not cool.
Yeah, my buddy was paying the band to sit there, dude. Band was probably loving it, dude. Saving their vocals, dude, for the next night's performance or something. But it was a good speech. He did a good job.
It better be.
It was a special.
Length.
It's technically a special. You got commercials. He's got a half-hour special right there.
Yeah.
Surprised Netflix doesn't pick it up, dude. They're picking stuff up these days, dude. Kidding me, dude? Fired up, dude. Recently, what am I doing, dude? Just talking about, you know, maybe making plans, mainly about summer traveling with my freaking dank-ass fiance. Maybe talking about going to Big Sur. You ever been there?
Yep. Yeah.
What do I got to do?
Well, don't take the one.
That's what I heard. Part of it fell in the fucking ocean.
There's that, but also it increases the length of your trip by like 4 hours.
Oh, nah, dude.
Yeah.
Time's money, baby. Let's go.
I mean, it's fun to drive through on the way back, but it just does take a while. Like it's 25 miles an hour. It's very curvy.
Yeah, it's PCH.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got stoplights and shit.
But I mean, it's beautiful. Like it's breathtakingly beautiful.
Mm.
But
is there like a portion of that you can do and then cut over to like the 5 or something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'd probably take the 5. Crush in and out.
There you go.
I mean, there's nothing better than just going on a road trip and crushing in and out, dude. And honestly, today's ep is a little bit about a freaking very lengthy road trip by a legendary dude. So, but I'm just fired up, dude, talking about freaking summer traveling plans, dude. You know, have my freaking dank fiance on the freaking Spotify just rocking good playlists, dude, you know. Maybe, you know, little freaking, what's it called? Yellow card, dude. Put some of that on, dude. Take you down to a place on Ocean Avenue. A place, yeah. Little some of that, dude. Little maybe Taking Back Sunday, dude. Cute Without the E, bro. Let's go. Just bumping all these freaking emo, dank-ass emo tunes. You know what I was thought of it the other day? I was talking with my brother, like a Time Life. Remember those Time Life ads?
Mm-hmm.
Before, like, the golden oldies, the hits from the Beach Boys, the 60s, you know, like swinging you through California and up to New York City, the London invasion, and like all, you know, they capture all the music of that era. I think they got to do a Time Life album now for emo music, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, Brendan recorded this album in his dad's basement, dude, sweeping you up from there. And then while Homecoming was happening, he was sitting down writing a song by himself outside of a liquor store, sitting on the back of his skateboard. This really captures the moment of around 2001. Dude, songs written while not at parties. Songs about crushes with girls you've never talked to or made eye contact with. You know who would do a good job cutting that album? Who's the guy? Whitmer Thomas.
Oh yeah.
He would crush it with that. But so would I. I think we should collab, dude. In any case, it's just us compiling music. All right, dude, but today's Historical Chair, we're talking about a freaking dank-ass road trip, dude. From one of these, well, you know, technically he's a historian, but really all he did was write a travel book. Probably the most epic travel blog of all time. the Rahala. I'm saying it wrong. R-I-H-L-A-H. And I want to apologize in advance for all the names that I'm going to absolutely bastardize in this episode like I do. But, you know, there's something to be said for consistency. I always screw up the names, and I'm going to keep doing it because I refuse to change. Never change, dude. Just grow. And maybe I need to grow. But for all of you, those of you listening, dude, never change, dude. Just grow. You know what I mean, dude? So, you know, unless you're really wrong, you really got some backwards theories like, you know, like to wear freaking Speedos in the Antarctic. But then again, that's tight, so I wouldn't change that. You know? Yeah. Aaron, where are you on changing, dude?
Oh, you got to. Always evolve.
Yeah, but isn't that growth?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too a little bit by saying, you know, have your foundation, but then build upon it.
Yeah.
But what if your foundation is you're a dickhead?
Then you got to change.
Then you got to change.
Yeah.
Never change, just grow, unless you're an absolute dickhead. How's that?
Yeah.
That's pretty tight, right?
I think that's a
dickhead.
bumper sticker.
Dickhead, good phrase. One of the best things you can do in an argument. I was at the dog park the other day, Aaron. This guy's dog bit 2 dogs, and he was walking around. First of all, he was a dude who looked like kind of like Gimli. I've been watching a lot of Lord of the Rings lately, and he was wearing cargo shorts, but like they were about pants on him, and had a dog and was just walking around like sweatpant cargo shorts, dude. I mean, that just lets me know you haven't been laid in a while, and probably why this guy's got problems. Dude spent 20 minutes at the dog park. 2 fights were picked with him, dude, by guys who were otherwise chill. It's amazing. He goes, my dog didn't bite your dog. Other guy's like, I saw your dog bite my dog, and I saw the dog bite the dog too. And the guy's like, are you calling me a liar? He's like, no, I'm just saying my dog doesn't bite. Dogs play rough. That's what's up. That's like his mentality, dude. He just wouldn't say sorry, dude. And this other kid's cute-ass little dog, like a Shiba Inu, one of those little like Japanese cute-ass dogs that almost went extinct in World War II. Shiba Inu, he had one of those things. And a super cute little pup. That thing got bit by this dog. I'm like, dude, this guy's just freaking, this dog's wrecking people, you know? And the dog is playing rough, but it's biting other dogs like a little bit too aggressive. And the guy's like, no, dude, my dog didn't, she's in denial, my dog didn't bite your dog, dude.
What kind of dog did he have?
He had like a little, like, it was the small dog park, so it wasn't a big dog, but like, yeah, it was some sort of mix, you know? Looked like a dachshund plus like something, maybe, you know, 15 pound, but it was fat. And, you know, older too, you know, grumpy. So yeah, grouchy older guy. It's just so funny, dude. Like, what an existence that guy leads to. Have be out in 2 fights picked with him. One of the guys goes, he was finally like, one of the guys talking to me, he's like, hey man, like, I'm just saying your dog bit my dog. Like, just don't call me a liar. I saw what I saw. And like, I'm not even like trying to talk to you about it. I'm avoiding you. And the guy just kept going up and saying, my dog didn't bite your dog. Like, he like didn't want other people at the park believing that. And so he's a strange man in his own head, in his own world. And the guy's finally like, look, dude, do you want to get knocked the fuck out? It was amazing, dude. And that point, my fiance was like, all right, we should probably head out. I was like, yeah, for sure. It was so amazing. But that made me think the best phrase you can call someone is go, and he didn't say it, but I was wishing he'd say it. And he goes, listen, fuckhead. It's a great phrase, dude. It's elevating dickhead. I mean, it's just it's one of the great argumentative phrases. You know, when you drop that, things are going south from there, dude. It's the best, dude. Great phrase. Gotta have that. Gotta have that tucked in your back pocket, ready to go. And today, there was a dude who had a lot of stuff tucked in his pockets and travel bags because he was traveling all over the freaking medieval world, dude, in the 14th century. So we're talking 1300s, early to mid 1300s. Maybe you heard of him, maybe you haven't. Ibn Battuta. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
All right, we're going to get into his story. But first, before we do that, dude, I am fired up to let you know that freaking Haver Supply Co. is sponsoring this freaking pod, dude, today. Fired up. They got all sorts of sick lids, dude, vintage tees inspired by outdoor living. I'm wearing one right now, dude. It's so freaking dank. It's the Fizz Ad edition, dude. It feels good, dude. Freaking plush materials, dude. Soft cotton. I want freaking sheets made out of this stuff, dude. My fiance and I just hung curtains. I was like, dude, can Haver Supply make some freaking dank ass curtains for us? Because I would be fired up to hide from my pup in them, dude. So they're just freaking vintage throwback apparel, dude. It just fires me up. I'm rocking it all the time, dude. I'll rock it to brunch, dude. Even if my mom tells me for her birthday, I got to wear a collared shirt, I'll walk in there and go, nah, dude, I'm wearing my Haver. And whoever's running that brunch will see me and they'll go, hey, you got to bounce. And I go, hold on, dude, touch this thing real quick. And they'll go, all right, dude, take a seat right here. You want a mimosa? I'll go, yeah, dude. So listeners, treat yourself, dude. You can get 20% off your order with code DANK at checkout. Go to haversupply.com and enter code DANK at checkout for 20% off. That's haversupply.com com code DANK for 20% off at checkout, dude. Psh, treat yourself, bro. And guess what, dude? We're doubling up on our sponsors today, dude. Who doesn't want instant gratification? Who doesn't want to be entered for a chance to win $1 million? And I'm going to tell you how in a little bit, dude. With Credit Karma Money, you could win cash reimbursements for debit purchases, dude. Right now, visit creditkarma.com/winmoney to open your free account and start winning instant karma. That's creditkarma.com/winmoney. Legit, dude. Love winning money, dude. Vegas, baby. All right, dude. Ibn Battuta, bro. Dude was born, you know, and these dates are always...
Can you spell that?
Okay, yeah. I-B-N. That's his first name.
Mm-hmm.
Last name, B-A-T-T-U-T-A.
Wow.
Now, he's a Muslim, a Sunni Muslim from the 13th century. Excuse me, 14th century, 1300s. You know how I always remember centuries, dude? Because it's always like one more. Remember 20th Century Fox?
Yeah.
I just remember watching movies, obviously, in the... You know, it was like 1995, like watching Jurassic Park or whatever, and it'd say like 20th Century Fox. So that's how I remember to take one back all the time.
Definitely wouldn't have been Jurassic Park. Sorry.
Because were they a different studio? What were they, Universal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because they're at Universal Studios.
No, that doesn't mean necessarily mean anything, but yeah, it's a Universal film.
Aaron, you're just a beast the way you do that, dude.
Thank you.
Now I got to remember that, dude. Now I'm never going to forget, dude. See, that's the thing with memory, dude. You have to have an emotional attachment. And right now, my emotional attachment to that was feeling a little bit disappointed in myself for not knowing that, but also fired up for gaining knowledge from Aaron.
Yeah.
And that's freaking dank, dude. And there's a dude who gained a lot of knowledge, traveling the world, dude. Ibn Battuta. Dude's a beast, bro. Traveled all around the freaking, basically, I mean, dude, you would say like Middle East. You know, he was born in Morocco. But he cruised to Cairo, dude, Damascus, Medina. Mecca was his first destination, completing the Hajj, the fifth pillar of Islam. The 5 pillars are, you know, for your knowledge. The first is, and excuse me for getting these names wrong, the Shahada, S-H-A-H-A-D-A-H. It's sincerely reciting the Muslim profession of faith. Then there's the Salat, performing ritual prayers in the proper way 5 times each day. So you see that in movies all the time, you know, you see that from the minarets, and you got the dude up there on the speaker, you know, everyone, you're always facing towards Mecca. You got the zakat, that's paying an alms or charity tax to benefit the poor and needy. The Sawm, S-A-W-M, fasting during the month of Ramadan. And then finally the Hajj, H-A-J-J, it's a pilgrimage to Mecca. And that was Ibn Battuta's first trip, and when he got bit by the travel bug, dude, and he was like 20. He might have been younger than that. He set out in 1325. When did I say he was born, dude? He was born in around, let's see, 1304. So yeah, he was like
21.
Yeah, 21 when he head out, and he's on the road for
Where did he
25
leave
years. He was in Morocco.
Okay,
So
that's a long way.
Yeah, he goes a long ass, dude. So in his lifetime,
Got across the Sahara and stuff. Yeah.
oh, bro, he's done it multiple times. He lives by a code. You know, never take the same road twice. He wants to keep exploring. He covered some 75,000 miles in his time. Think about that. That's around the globe three times.
Yeah.
He basically covers Muslim countries, but he goes to, you know, China, Sumatra, which is part of Indonesia now. You know, just to give you an idea, he's cruising out to. He goes out to Mali. He makes it to the Muslim portion of Spain, Andalusia. He's cruising around all like that bottom portion of the Mediterranean through Africa. He makes it down to like Kenya, all over the Arabian Peninsula, up to the Ayatollah, which is like Turkey and stuff. He's over in Iran. He spent a lot of time in India. We'll get into some crazy excursions of his there. He's over in Sri Lanka. He's up on this Eurasian steppe, dude, you know, where Genghis Khan was conquering. At this point, Genghis Khan was already dead, and he has like the basically China and a lot of part of Anatolia and India is cut up into like the Khanates. So it's like his generals split up his empire at this point, and so you have like feuding going on, but it's basically controlled by various Muslim empires and rulers or caliphs. But dude, he's just a beast. So the way I want to cruise through this episode is kind of just take some excerpts of quotes of his, of what he said, and experience it that way, because the value that Ibn Battuta adds is he freaking gives us the point of view of and he was an educated man. He was a Qadi, Qadi, probably saying that wrong, which is a judge. So he studied the Quran. He didn't speak many languages. He'd often have to be, appointed translators and stuff, but he knew the code very well, and that was of value to rulers in different areas. They would want someone who was a judge and who could help them, control the population and keep order and stuff. So he would be able to find a job wherever he went, and he would, he was a devout Muslim, and so he would get it must just be a code and like sort of the customs of like, dude, he would always get benevolence from kings, like, and he ended up becoming more famous and people knew of him, and he would speak of everyone, so everyone wanted to be spoken highly of. So he had a little bit of power in that regard, but like kings would just regale him with all these dank ass gifts, dude, like all the time. And he would travel in huge caravans, and like sometimes he'd be appointed from one ruler to bring gifts to someone else, like as a sort of a regal position. So he lived a very interesting life, but the value of, and we'll get into some of his quotes and his perspective of stuff, but we get to see the world during this time from his point of view, and he like doesn't hide much, dude. I'll tell you right now, his stance like towards women is like, from what like for 21st century guy looking back, like it's like pretty comical, laughing. Like he's in Turkey, he's like men will just walk next to their wives. Like anybody would obviously think that these men are these women's servants. Like, but that's a perfect, it's great. But like, we laugh about it now, but like this is the time that he's from, where I'm neither trying to like shame it or build it up, but I'm just saying like, that's how someone would have thought in this era. And that's interesting to have that. And so we can see growth from it and know, how traditions evolve and change and maybe grow, dude. Change, just grow. What up, bro? And how maybe Ibn Battuta in his own travels and writing things out, his point of view evolves, even though it doesn't really too much, especially the stance towards women. He gets married like a million times, barely ever writes about it. But his belief was that that's a private business. That's not something that I'm going to share of. But in any way, sometimes it makes it into account, like if he gets married and stuff. He gets married and divorced tons of times. Dude straight up cruises around, dude. And, this is just like, he starts in 1325 when he's about 21 years old, dude. Cruises out to Mecca. And then, like I mentioned, he writes this book. He writes this book like how I imagine ballers write books, dude, which is you dictate it. That's the sick way.
Yeah, that's the way.
After his travels, he goes back to Morocco, and the king there is like, let me assign you this guy who actually Ibn met. His name was like Ibn Giaza. I've got his name written down later, but he's the one who writes the book for Ibn Battuta. And they actually met 3 years previously, so they're just kind of boys doing this together. And that's what fires me up, first of all, before I get into this, of like just reading some of his quotes and sharing some of his excerpts. Is just that you're on a road trip, dude. And road tripping is so sick. I've been talking about it like with my fiance. And you're basically on a boys trip this whole time. He's caravanning, dude. It's just tight. You know what I mean? And then he's going through and just writing sick ass stuff about it, dude, from his perspective. Like he's the original travel journalist, dude. And I think he's got to have good vibes, because he's always getting invited to places. People love hanging about him. So I think he throws out good vibe. You know what I mean? And it's not cliche. Like he's the one, like he has a rule like, oh, never take the same road twice. Like that's something that like some schmoll would put in their room, or like someone who like, I had a buddy who went to Italy. We were supposed to both go to China, but he bailed, and he wrote a travel blog, and he like would take pictures and be like of him like on a corner in Italy, like eating pasta and like having a glass of wine, and be like really taking in the city today, dude. Like acting like he's the first fucking person to ever have pasta in Italy, dude. I'm like, dude, do I need to freaking sock you, dude? Max? Freaking Max, dude. He bailed, dude. Sorry, I got a little bit personal there. That's my bad. But Max did betray me junior year. And I don't think even Battuta would ever betray one of his boys. Maybe one of his ex-wives, but definitely not one of his boys, dude. Yeah, dude. Fucking cliche Max, dude. He's okay, though. He's an orthodontist now, dude. He's got like 3 kids, makes like $250K a year. A lovely wife. Beasting it. But that doesn't mean, doesn't mean that Max isn't a bitch, Doesn't mean that, just because he makes teeth straight doesn't mean that he's not crooked. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's the crookedest of us all.
Yeah. Maybe I just got to go pin him, dude. That's the move, dude. At the dog park the other day, someone just should have pinned that guy. Pinning should be legal. Like, if you don't throw blows and you pin someone, that's tight.
I think like a stone cold stunner in public
someone
should be
needed,
legal.
Agree. Or at least the people's elbow. The people at the dog park were just begging for a people's elbow to that guy.
Well, see, you got to have him. You got to get him on the ground. He's got to lay still. That's why I'm saying stone cold stunner. You don't see it coming. You just kicked in the nuts, and then someone's grabbing you by the head and falling down. It's very quick, and it's out of nowhere, but deserved.
Or what about like a Goldberg spear? Spear. Just deck him, dude.
I mean, you're endangering your own head. I'm thinking about this logically. That's all.
Smart. I hear you. Wrestling moves should be legal. To put someone like the Boston Tea Crab, you do that to someone, dude, it's legit. Anyway, dude, all right. So let's cruise through here. This is somewhat in chronological order. So, he cruises out to cruises out to Mecca, dude. Enjoys his Hajj. Really has a nice spiritual experience. Realizes how good he is at traveling, dude. Basically, I mean, he does later in his years get a little bit sick, but he makes it 25 years without falling ill. So basically, Ibn Battuta has good vibes and a fucking fire immune system, dude. Because he's traveling through the desert. He's riding on camels, donkeys, horse here or there if you can. And just...
It's entirely possible that, he didn't write about his weddings and divorces. He might not have written about his diarrheas.
Very true. Oh, no, there's no question he got tossed around. And I found this great article. A lot of what I'm referencing is from this Cal Berkeley professor, this guy Dunn. And he really does a good job breaking down the his travels and compiling some good quotes. And he even puts what the food is that he ate. Dude, a lot of it's dank, bro. He was eating samosas. He was eating
nice.
Really dank-ass cuisines all over the world. So let's talk about him in Cairo, dude. He's cruising in Egypt. He talks about the hospital in Cairo, dude. He talks about how they have cubicles for patients, dude. They said they have performers come. There's a place for orphans there, dude. He said that rich and poor were treated alike without fees. So orphans were able to be educated in neighboring schools by the hospital. I'm like, dude, in fucking 14th century Cairo, there's better medical treatment, fucking things than we got today is what I took from that. I'm like, that's insane, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, we do a lot of beneficial stuff, and obviously our technology is better, but it's look at the vibes there. No, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. If you're suffering, you can go to the hospital in Cairo. And he'd never seen that, so they were doing it right in Egypt. And this was during the...
they're equally bloodletting people and equally putting leeches on people.
Dude, totally.
They don't have the technology, but
exactly, dude.
It's equal.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
It's going to kill you probably.
Yeah, you messed up your hand. Oh, don't worry. We'll chop that off for you. No problem, dude. Yeah. Anyone gets their hand chopped off like that. Dude, that's hilarious. So that's freaking a gnarly observation, right? Lets you know that the differences between, when he's in Egypt and what's going on in his hometown of Morocco or wherever else he's been. And also, it fires me up just to know that freaking... One, that's going down. Oh, what I was going to say is that Egypt is currently under a rule of there was a big slave rebellion there, and they're called the Mamluks, I think, that is who's ruling Egypt during his time. He cruises over to Persia and Iraq, dude. This is where he encounters some Sufi Muslims. A Sufi is a Muslim who strives to obtain direct experience of Allah intuitively through love. Often they express their knowledge through poetry and music. By the 12th century, Sufis could be found in urban and rural areas in the Middle East and North Africa. Ibn Battuta was very attracted to Sufi ideas. So these are talking about whirling dervishes. That's a Sufi, spinning around, dancing, having this close to God experience. Ibn's got a great quote here when he's posting up, meeting some Sufis. He goes, in the afternoon prayers had been said, drums were beaten, and the Sufi brethren began to dance. After this, they prayed the sunset prayer and brought in the repast. Don't know what that is. Here we go. It's food. Consisting of rice, bread, fish, milk, and dates. Dates, very dank, dude. Fruit of the desert. When all had eaten and prayed for the first night prayer, they began to recite the prayer songs. They had prepared loads of firewood, which they kindled into a flame. They're basically having a bonfire. This is sick. And went into the midst of it dancing. Some of them rolled in the fire, and others ate it in their mouths until finally they extinguished it entirely. Some of them will take a large snake and bite its head with their teeth until they bite it clean through.
Whoa.
That's a party, dude. And what's sick, dude, you know, Max would never do anything that cool in fucking Italy. What'd you do? Oh, I had an espresso. And believe this or not, in Italy, they like to have espresso and chase it with a little bit of sparkling water. Whoa. I say, con gas. Fuck you, Max. Suck, dude. Sorry. Anyway, dude, how sick is that, dude? That's something that he experienced on his travels. We're getting to read it today. That's sick. Sufis are tight, dude. They get after it. Imagine you go abroad and you see a dude bite a snake's head off.
Does he swallow? Does he spit it out?
I mean, these dudes are biting fire.
So definitely swallow.
I think he swallows that snake head, dude.
Whew.
You probably swallow that snake head.
Ugh. I mean, there's a skull in there.
They bit it clean through.
Wow.
Just fired up, dude.
I mean, and the snake's not happy about it. He's probably pissed on the way down.
Snake's not having a good night.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Snake's not having a good night at all. Ibn's up in Anatolia, Turkey, right? 1330, so it's a few years later. He's talking about, this fired me up, how to put this in here. He praised the Turks' hospitality and their commitment to the Sunni Muslim faith. He was surprised that they ate hashish, Indian hemp, and a type of drug like marijuana. And I think no harm of it. So he's just fired up. He's like, dude, these guys are freaking eating edibles and they're fucking chill up here in Turkey, dude.
Yeah.
And he's fired up on that. And he goes,
I don't... the first guy to be like, legalize it.
Yeah, exactly. Ibn's like, let's go, dude. And you know, he's a very, I said he's a Sunni Muslim. He's a judge. He's very well educated in the Quran. He knows the code. He doesn't drink. He abides by it. And he goes, look, these guys, faithful dudes. They just like to freaking, you know, get their tilt on a little bit, and that's chill, dude. That's super freaking chill. He says another thing he saw in Turkey, quote, a remarkable thing which I saw in this country was the respect shown to women by the Turks. This is what I was talking about earlier. For they hold a more dignified position than the men. I saw also the wives of the merchants and common men. Their faces are visible, for the Turkish women do not veil themselves. Sometimes a woman will be accompanied by her husband, and anyone he's seeing with him will take him for one of her servants. So I was just laughing. I'm like, that's where you get really his perspective. I'm like, I don't think anyone, but okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well known that the Turks value their women. I mean, they started a war over Helena Troy, you know?
Right? Aaron, great freaking point right there, dude. That's a fire-ass point by you. Fire-ass point by you. And being reaffirmed, what, it's 14th century here, that Troy was like, what, 600 BC or something like that, maybe more? So 2 millennium later, dude. That's like between now and the year 0, dude. Orias.berkeley right there, dude. This is cool. He was traveling in a Mongol caravan. He's up on the Eurasian steppe now. Told you we're kind of hopping around his travels, just kind of taking cool excerpts here from his perspective, but generally in chronological order. But, I mean, the dude lived a lifetime. He traveled 75,000 miles. There's no way we could cover everything that he did in one pot, you know? Mm-hmm. But we're just giving you the nice, fun brush of a detail right now. So, you know, and you can find out that Max was a freaking punk and Ibn was a chiller, so... At every halt, the Turks loose their horses, oxen, and camels and drive them out to pasture at liberty, dude. Night or day, dude. Without shepherds or guardians. This is due to the severity of the laws against the theft. Any person found in possession of a stolen horse is obliged to restore it with 9 others. If he cannot do this, his sons are taken instead. And if he has no sons, he is slaughtered like a sheep.
Wow.
That's your frickin' Mongol law right there, dude. They're horse people. Dan Carlin covers this when he talks about, you know, the great Khan riding in on, you know, unknown villagers. He goes, there'd be 20,000 warriors, each of them 7 horses to a man riding, and that's 150,000. That's 7 billion horses trampling down. You imagine the thunder, what you'd feel, and you're a faithful person. You'd think the heavens are crashing down upon you. You see a dust cloud rising, and you don't know what to make of it before you know it. Your family's gone. You're slaughtered. Maybe you get lucky enough to survive, but what the Khan would do is send back a horde to go and take out any last survivors. Dude. It's my Dan Carlin right there. So, I mean, it's just gnarly. But I love that freaking law. Actually, it's a little bit draconian for my likings. But, hey, people aren't jacking horses, dude. So now we're cruising over to India, and this is where things get a little interesting for Ibn. He kind of settles down here a little bit. He's on the road for a long time. He gets married to a daughter, like a noble daughter, so he kind of ties himself in with a court official. But it turns out later on, and there's a ruler in India at this time, Tughluq, Tughluq. And he's known as, speaking of draconian, like being he's very gracious to Ibn. He's heard of his travels. He gives him great gifts. He sets him up with a position as a Qadi. He eventually asks him to like take gifts to China as like an emissary there, to sort of, create good ties. And basically Ibn Battuta is traveling all along like the Silk Road and other roads and caravans, and like commerce is like basically what makes the world go round, right? They say spice makes the world go round, the spice trade, and people are trading and exchanging hands, and he's a benefit of like being able to travel and see all of this, and because it's infrastructure and people want business. So he has that on his side, as well as his faith and the fact that he's this is controlled by Muslim rulers at this time. So he's always met with general benevolence wherever he is, except there are raiders and pirates out on the road, and we'll get into that in a little bit, which is tight to think, to have coming, not tight to experience, but to hear about. So turns out though, this ruler, right, this king of India, I'll say, I don't want to keep butchering his name, he's basically like, he one time made the entire people, like he won a battle and didn't feel like that the people back home liked it enough, so he made everyone like vacate the city of Delhi, and not everyone wanted to leave their homes. He's like, everyone just needs to get out of their house for a little bit, get out, and then you can all go back. Just like being like, you guys didn't appreciate what I did enough. But like everyone in the city, like thousands, like maybe hundreds of thousands of people. And then some people stayed behind and hid, and he'd send in patrols to go find them. And then there's one account that Ibn's like, he found this blind dude, and he found another dude. It was like a blind guy, and then like an older man who didn't go out because like they didn't like feel like they could. And he threw the older man like off of a tower, and then tied the blind dude up and had him dragged for like all the way out to where he fought the battle and back. And they said like by the time he was done being dragged by horses, like all that was left was a leg on a rope behind the horse.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he was gnarly. So you didn't not want to get on his bad side. And he would kill people just for having alliances, like being friends with someone that he didn't like. And then it turns out this daughter of a court official that Ibn married, he was tied to a rebellion against this sultan. Okay, so the king of India, they refer to him as sultan. I've been trying to avoid that term. I'm like, I don't know if someone's a sultan or a king in certain areas, but the ruler. So this was serious. This was a serious problem for Ibn. And then on top of that, he was like friends with a Sufi holy man, and this holy man refused to have like anything to do with politics. So if the sultan would summon him, like he wouldn't respond. He'd be like, no, like I'm just praying. Like I'm not going to you're just a man. Like I'm praying to God. And Ibn would be like, yeah, dude, but like kind of like I would just go and like see what he wants, because if you don't, like you might get absolutely freaking murked. But he wouldn't. So then Ibn feels like he has to hide from him. So he goes like another journey for a while and like stares out of this guy's way. He ends up like fighting a battle because he's avoiding him. Just like win favor. So people would write that like Ibn fought in that battle, and so the king would like know about it. He ends up like coming back like, a few days later. And Ibn's just just super like worried, like, oh man, I'm going to get murdered. But instead he gets offered a sick ass job by the king to take like these with 15 Chinese messengers back to China and like escort all these gifts. And so this is where one of the more exciting adventures Ibn goes to. And I'm like, there's never been a movie about him, but like this portion I feel like could be the movie portion of his tale, where like, so he's this moody and tyrannical king of India is basically, he's worried, but he gets this dank ass job to cruise out, and he's got like shiploads of gifts to take to the emperor of China, and he gets on his way. He's got like a few, let's see, who does he have with him? He's got, the gifts include 200 Hindu slaves. Oh, by the way, it should be noted, like, as mentioned, spice trade. The slave trade is like unbelievable during this era. It's like, he just describes like, there's one point where he's like, who are these beautiful, like light-skinned people on this boat? And they're like, oh yeah, those are Greek pages, which are basically like Greek slaves. But he's like, Greek people are hot. It's like, these are hot slaves, dude. It's insane, dude. He's like really taken back by it. So he's got like 200 Hindu slaves, singers and dancers, 15 pages, which are boy servants. Yikes, don't know what they're doing with those guys. Don't even want to imagine. 100 horses, Great amounts of cloth, dishes, and swords were about 1,000 soldiers under Ibn's command to protect the treasure and supplies until they could board ships to China. So they're cruising out to this harbor at like Calicut to get on ships to head out to China. Typically they'd be like on a dhow, but then like you have a Chinese junk ship, which is like honestly kind of still used today, like a Song era junk ship. You can kind of probably imagine what it looks like, those cool ass like horizontal sails. Very effective, bigger than like a Dode or Dowd. I don't know. Dode sounds like, Joe's hog. I would say a junk ship is probably as big as Joe's hog. If they were on Joe's hog, they'd probably make it across whatever sea. Wouldn't even matter, dude. So they're heading out, dude. They get to this harbor. Turns out there is, on their way there, they're attacked by about 4,000 Hindu rebels. Although vastly outnumbered, Ibn claimed that they defeated the rebels easily. Later there was another attack and Ibn gets separated from his companions. He like rides off into he's being chased by like 10 horsemen. He evades them by like hiding in a ditch. Some of his caravan makes it to port. He escapes. He gets robbed in nothing but like a cloak. He has apparently wearing like, he's a wealthier dude. He has like nice clothes. They're like plotting his death. And he's like, look guys, let me just give you guys all my outfits. So he's basically just naked at this point, cruises back in, gets like, rematches up with his group at the harbor, and a storm's coming in and the captains of the ships are like, look, it's better if we get these larger ships out into sea to deal with these like swells, because they're going to handle it better out at sea, which is true. But it's so violent that they push, they basically load up all the ships, wait out the storm. Ibn doesn't get on the boat. There's like 2 of them out there, and 2 of them go into the rocks. One of them people get saved, but the boat that Ibn was going to be on, everyone died. So basically imagine your life, dude. You're a Greek page where you got no idea where you're going, and you just get put on with the cattle and everything below decks on this boat, get crashed up upon the rocks, and then you're done. Life's tough, dude. Life's tough in this era. Not fair. But anyway, Ibn gets lucky. The ship doesn't come back to port. It just ends up taking off. But then Ibn's like, okay, I'm going to get like on a, meet them at like the next harbor. So he races across land to meet them at the next harbor. That turns out he's like waiting there for a day, and he's like, where the hell is it? Turns out that the Sumatra king took hold of it, stole all of the supplies, and took it down to his hometown. So now at this point, like Ibn is, I was kind of mistaken, but Ibn lost basically all the supplies and gifts he was supposed to take to China. This is where he fights the battle and just helps some guys in like a skirmish who are serving for the moody tyrannical sultan. And he's like, yes, I fought along these men, but they kind of start winning, and Ibn just like slips out under the ranks. So he's like a little bit, he's an operator, Ibn, but I think it takes that if you're going to live this long on the road. And he does that to gain favor. But then while doing that, he's like, look, I still don't want to go back to him. I need to let him cool off. I know this king. He's gonna want to behead me or something. So he goes down to Sri Lanka, to Adam's Peak, which is like believed to be a lot of religions, like Buddhists have beliefs there, in Hindu, but in the Muslim faith, it's believed that that's where God put Adam down, because it looks like a footprint on top of this peak in Sri Lanka, and like maybe Eden was there. So that's why it's called Adam's Peak, after Adam and Eve. So he cruises down there, checks that out, goes to the Maldives. Hopefully I'm saying that wrong, saying that right, the Maldives maybe. Goes down there. He ends up taking like 3 wives there. It's hilarious. He talks about like the island women, and he became like a Qadi down there, a judge, and he's like, look, the people of that era, like women would be topless, like it was tropical environment. He's like, I wanted them to put clothes on, but I just couldn't get it done. Like they just wouldn't do it. So he ends up like giving up on it. He's like, this is just how they are. But meanwhile, he's okay like taking 3 wives. Yeah. Amazing. You can have up to 4 wives during his era. He said there was one port where he talks about like a ton of like people in his caravan going to another island, maybe Indonesia or earlier, where he's like, you would go there, you would have wives, but then immediately get divorced when you would leave. And it's like, yeah, dude, I don't know if that's how it works, but okay. So it's just hilarious. So that's a pretty gnarly one, dude. Encountering pirates and raids and escaping barely with his life, dude. Pretty freaking Gnarls-Berkeley right there. Let's see what else. He encounters like the bubonic plague. In Damascus, 2,000 people were dying a day. So he's trying to outrun the plague. At this point, he's finally like on his way home. He's 45 now. He gets home. He returns like just a little bit before his mother dies. He like goes and visits her gravesite. Doesn't stay for too long. He stays for a little bit. Then he cruises out to, he wants to go out again to later on in his life. He goes to like the Strait of Malacca, then Al-Andalus, that was like up into Spain, right? So he goes on like a few more journeys. He falls ill on these ones, but he's pretty famous. And he was saying when he was like in Andalusia, he's like, I did not receive enough gifts. And he's like, I even told the king, like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, what do you want me to tell people? Like, you give me like bad gifts. Like, these suck. Like, your food's not even good, dude. Like, all spoiled at this point, dude. Like, really a blogger, like a powerful blogger. Imagine his Instagram would be fire, dude. And the king's like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Let me hook it up. And he like gives him this nice ass house, and then all this like dank ass food after that. So it's pretty freaking gold, dude. Then, you know, he goes back home. He gets, you know, like I mentioned, he met this dude, Ibn Giyaza. Oh, what's his name, dude? I'm saying it wrong, bro. And I want to say it right, dude. He says, he then dictates his story to him. The, you know, Sultan of Morocco is like, dude, you're going to write this down. It's going to be, you've lived a very rich life. People need to hear about this world. Let them know. And so he gets, you know, sort of, he's rich at this point. Like, oh, by the way, like, it's just crazy. Like the wealth gap too. Like, I forget which, maybe it was in India or one of these things. Like people, you know, like I mentioned, like he also did extra studying while in Mecca to get like the necessary credentials to make him a Qadi, where he would then be evaluated and like be able to get a job almost in any kingdom he would be willing to go to. So that's good to, you know, good takeaways. Like, hey, education first, man. Gain that freaking knowledge. Opens up doors for you, right? It wasn't just some random dude traveling around. He was a learned man, and I think that helped him along his ways, right? And a little bit of luck for sure too, dude. Let's see. He's basically just beasted it, dude. Dictates this novel, freaking beasts it, dude. Total chiller. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing this one dude's name, but anyway, dude, he's the dude who dictates the story to. And those are just a few fun excerpts. I mean, I don't know, Aaron, do you got any cues or anything for me about this, dude? Before we hop into cues, dude. So
how long he did 25 years?
25, and then a few more, because he's on the road for 25 like exact years. You know, he settles down here or there, you know, working as a judge in different kingdoms. But yeah, before he goes back to Morocco, it's 25 years on the road. So he's like 40. You know, what does he leave when he's 20? Call it. Comes back, he's 45. You know, think about.
He's doing 3,000 miles a year. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's
dude
a lot.
Was doing, and he was boning too, dude. You know, he was out there boning, bro.
Yeah.
I want to hear those stories, dude. You know?
Yeah, don't be modest.
Give me the personal life, dude. This is why it's not Hollywood, dude. You know? Then we get a movie made. But I'm saying that little last chapter in India is interesting. And there's a lot more that he did and a lot more stuff. He witnessed some crazy stuff. You know, there's gratuitous stuff on the... You know, I got into a little bit about the torture stuff, but it is pretty gnarly, dude. He saw a lot of beautiful... He went to... Constantinople, dude. Istanbul at the time. He didn't go into Hagia Sophia. I've been there, but it was a Christian church when he was there, and later it was, you know, when it was conquered, I believe, by the Ottomans. Then they turned it into a mosque, and yeah, very cool to see that. Dude was lucky enough to go there and freaking just crush a freaking dank brisk iced tea, dude. While I was looking at that, dude, sick, dude. You know, Max probably he would write like I went there. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful sight to see, dude. I was like, he's the fucking first person to look at it, dude. Ibn beat you there, Max, and so did I, dude. Okay, dude, and I'll pin you. I'll stone cold stunner you, bro. Max.
Yeah.
Punk ass, dude. Freaking punk ass, dude. But yeah, dude, that's Ibn Battuta, dude. So it's nice to get a point of view, dude. Actually, he's a primary resource. That's why it's huge. When you're looking at history, huge primary resource can be, you know, his book, The Rahala, I'm probably saying it wrong, I always do, can be used to sort of fact check other accounts as well as his account. And there are a few disputed accounts where Ibn's like, maybe he didn't make it quite as far into China as he says he did or claimed to do, or, you know, the victories he says he fought, but it's like, he's only human, dude, as we've learned. But there's no question he fucking cruised and did absolutely beasting on the road. So there are a few disputed claims of his, but by and large, you know, the guy lived a profound life and traveled all over the world, and the routes that someone would have taken in that time, and it's just an account from the road, you know. It's badass, dude. So now let's get into some cues, dude. But before that, dude, just wanted to talk to you how, again, we're once again brought to you by freaking Haver Supply Co., dude. Just fired up to be wearing this right now, dude. I mean, I like to wear this in all environments, dude. Just a beautiful fusion of, you know, surf and outdoor living, dude. Like, honestly, dude, if I was wearing a dry suit in Antarctica, I'd be posting up in this shirt under it, shredding waves, dude, and naked after that. That's it. I would just be maybe in a beanie, dude. That's it. Just cruising around in this shirt, dude, sipping on a dank IPA, dude. I like to play golf in this puppy, dude. I like to get active in this thing, dude. But I'll also game in this thing, dude. You know what I mean, dude? I'll go to the dog park, dude, and if I'm wearing this shirt, dude, that guy who's a punk, he'll know that I'll pin him just because I'm, you know, wearing my freaking Haver Phys Ed. He knows that I can move, dude. So this is just something that does not inhibit any range of motion, dude. Can get stuff done in it while looking sick, which fires me up, dude. Dude, you know, my dank fiance will ask me, you know, Strider, can I borrow like a shirt to just kind of, you know, wear as jammies tonight? And she'll reach for a Haver, and I'll think twice before saying I want to lend that out. But then I remember that I love her, and I go, all right, you can take that. That's tight. And then I look for a second. I go, I wish I was in that. But then, you know, she also looks good in it too. And it reminds me of how much more shredded I am because she looks smaller in it than me. So it's dank to share, dude, and wear. Boom. There you go, dude. So get yourself one, dude. Get your freaking dank, get your bros one, get your freaking dank fiance or sig-oth one. Just a chill lifestyle, dude. Great small batch releases. So they go fast, hats and tees, dude. Also fired up on the lids, dude. For listeners, you get 20% off your order with code DANK at checkout. Go to haversupply.com and enter code DANK at checkout for 20% off. That's haversupply.com, code DANK for 20% off at checkout, dude. And we are also brought to you by freaking Credit Karma, dude. Credit Karma's always been there to help you make better financial decisions, and now they want to help even more. With Credit Karma Money Spend Account, you can be rewarded for good money habits. I love that, dude. I love good money habits, dude. You know, my fiance and I like to game plan, dude. You know what I mean? Ooh, save this much for a little road trip, right? Tuck this little bit away here, dude. And honestly, if my freaking account's having my back like that too, dude, that's a threesome I want to get into. So Credit Karma Money has already given away over $3 million in Instant Karma to over 50,000 Credit Karma members and counting, dude. So you can get lucky, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? They're FDI insured, dude. Spend account for free. You can open one of those puppies, dude. There's no minimum balance requirements, no overdraft fees, dude. Free withdrawals from a network of over 50,000 ATMs. So like I said, if I'm on the road trip, boom, dude, cruise out to the ATM, get it done, dude. So fired up on that, dude. And also, here's the big kicker, dude. Only for July 1st through July 23rd, when you make a purchase between July 1st and July 23rd, you'll be automatically entered to win $1 million, dude. So sign up for that account and go make a purchase, dude. Get something dank for someone, treat someone else, and guess what? While you're doing it, you're treating you, dude. Credit Karma Money, dude. Progress starts here, dude. Right now, visit creditkarma.com/winmoney to open your free account and start winning instant karma, dude. Go to creditkarma.com/winmoney to sign up for free and start winning instant karma. That's creditkarma.com/winmoney, dude. Instant Karma is sponsored by Credit Karma. No purchase necessary. Exclusions and terms apply. See rules. Banking and services provided by MVB Banking Incorporated. Member for FDIC. Maximum balance and transfer limits apply. What up? See how I did that at the end there, dude?
Dude.
Flew through that, dude. Would like to see one of Max's middle school clients try to read that fast with the braces that he's slapping on those kids, dude. Charge them too much, I bet, dude. I'm going to go down to Max. Dude, if he doesn't have a fish tank in his waiting room, he's going to get pinned by me, dude. It's the only good part of going to any doctor's appointment as a kid is there's a fish tank in the waiting room. Maybe a highlights magazine. That's sick. You know what I mean? Do you like fish tanks, Aaron?
I mean, we had a fish for a while. It wasn't anything special. Just at the jar and stuff.
But I'm talking dentist level, orthodontist level fish tank. I'm talking a fake shipwreck.
I do like all that stuff, but I instantly go to like all the maintenance that's going to be
Right. You're thinking about the work.
Yeah.
That's how I am with drug use. You know, it's like, someone's like, oh, dude, let's go to J Tree and do shrooms. Let's go to Tahoe and do shrooms.
It's a long drive.
Immediately I'm thinking, it's first of all, exactly, logistically, long drive. And then I'm thinking about, oh, what do I got going on Monday? And I feel like that's the wrong mindset going into doing shrooms on Saturday. I'm immediately thinking about consequences. And in order to be doing psychedelics, I think consequences don't have to exist for you. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I learned in my day. So maybe I just got to get some stuff done. Maybe I got to, get a nice workout in, drill myself, smooch my fiance, walk the dog. Then maybe I'll do some shrooms. Right?
Yeah, I mean, goals fulfilled.
Goals are achieved, then tuck in a little for my 401k, and then go down and frickin', trip balls all day.
What up?
Sick. All right, let's do a few cues. Legend and Relish Guru. Too kind, dude. I seek your wisdom and honest me, please, as my GF listens to the pod. Consider it done, my bro. My Dank GF and I are moving together soon, and I could not be more stoked. One thing worries me, though, and I know you're just the man to help. I, like many men, like to drill myself. What is the right ratio to aim for when it comes to drilling myself and making sweet, sweet love to my Dank GF? 50-50, 70%, make love 30%, drill myself 30%. Please help. I'm lost here. Peace. All right, dude, this is a great question. Fantastic question. You came to the right man. Drill yourself 100%, make love 100%. You have 200%. You've got two balls, each at 100%. Get after it. Okay? And if you're like me, I've got a tiny dink and I'm a quick buster. Sometimes it helps myself to go into the drill factory and very well knowing later it's a date night and the lovemaking session is going to be even better, right? I'm not going to be, how do they say, a cheap date. So that's at least me. Maybe you are not a quick buster with a small dink, so you do need a better ratio. In that sense, I would say around 70-30, 70% lovemaking, 30% drilling. And now look, these things flex based on, that's what you should be like aiming for principles for yourself. But, giving yourself wiggle room of like what's going on in her day or her life, then, if, she's busy or working or out of town, then obviously your drilling is going to go up. And then, it's all going to even out in the end. You have to be sort of, it's interesting. It's sort of like economics. It'd be laissez-faire. Adam Smith says hands off, right? Things will correct itself in the long run. But how do you do that? By being very hands-on your penis. Aaron, what do you think?
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's 100% either way. Hopefully, taking care of yourself helps you in the long run. Mm-hmm. Take care of your lady. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, it doesn't take away.
Yes,
that's always a possibility.
Yes. And you're a young man. Sounds like you're ready to go. If you're having this issue, so savor that. Get your nuts, dude. They're gonna last forever. Friggin' what up, dude? Also, congrats on moving in. Fired up for you guys, dude. Taking a nice step in your life. I have a question about trust. I've been dating my Dank GF for over a year and a half. We live together in SoCal and spend time working out, body surfing, and crushing episodes of House Hunters renovation. I love it. I love everything he just said. We have a fantastic relationship, but there's just one problem. Me. For whatever reason, I have trust issues. I've gotten a lot better with it, but this fall she's going to visit a friend in London for a week during Halloween. I'm totally stoked for her, but this is the first time one of us has gone on a solo trip since we've been dating, and I'm afraid of what can happen. We've both had problems with drinking in the past and have agreed to be sober, but it's easy to slip up, especially around friends you haven't seen in a while that want to party. She's never looked or talked to other guys before, nor do I with other girls. Am I being batshit crazy? I haven't expressed this to her, as I'm afraid she will look at me differently. If it adds to it, you could say I'm batting up. I'm a pretty average guy, and she's a solid LA 8-7. Sorry for the long question. Keep him anonymous. I'll keep him anonymous too, just in case. So, dude, I mean, yeah, bro, I wouldn't say anything like, hey, I'm worried you're going to do something in London. I mean, maybe the drinking thing adds a little element, but you can just be like, hey, dude, don't feel like you're pressured to party or whatever. I mean, dude, you just got to trust her, bro. And she's never done anything to make you think otherwise. I think the main insecurity is coming from that last statement of that, she's absolutely, excuse me, my term here, smoky smoke. And then right now you're feeling like, hey, I'm just an average guy. I bet you're better looking than you think, and you probably got a nice dong, you know, if she's an LA 8 or 7. So I would say just trust, bro. You know, set yourself up for success. Have a nice love-making session before she heads out. And you know, just try to, I mean, you know, you sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders. You know that the issue, it's your issue. I think, like, I don't know. It doesn't sound like there's been any event or anything that's made you think this way, other than the fact that she's attractive. And look, guys are gonna talk to her. There's no question, dude. You know, and London dudes have hot accents. So I mean, I get the worry, but
they also have bad teeth.
Yeah, dude, maybe Max needs to go to London and help some of those dudes out and then stay there and write a blog. Oh, the food in London isn't that great. Wouldn't you believe it? Shut up, Max. Punk. Yeah, exactly, dude. Everyone adds up to a 10 one way or another, dude, you know? So...
Yeah, I mean, how long you been with this girl, and you think the 1 week she's away from you, she's gonna cheat on you? Like,
yeah, bro.
You're in your own head. That's just you'll be fine. Be chill.
I wouldn't even bring anything up, dude. I wouldn't even like make a thing of it, even put that in her head. Just be all good vibes, dude. Unconditional love, dude. You know? And that's what's up until she betrays you. Kidding, dude. She's not gonna betray you. You're fine, bro. She's not Max, dude. Okay, dude. Let's do one more and then bone out. Dude, my older brother Dustin is so fucking chill. Every time I bring a friend over from school to chill, my brother Dustin is just kicking it, shooting hoops, skating, or making dank guacamole that my new friend wants to, that's so dank that my friend wants to chill with him. My brother isn't even trying hard to snag my friends, but I feel like he snags them. What do I do? How do I get cool or ask my brother to just stay in his room that has sick posters and glow-in-the-dark stickers? We're close in age. He's 16, I'm 14. Thank you, Jordan. Dude, it's tough. I've been there, dude. My older brother Greg was a savage kid, dude. Loved freaking blazing, smoking, being nuts, charging stuff, showing off, doing stunts on bikes. Sounds like Dustin has a little bit of a different vibe, but he's elusive. He's cool. He's a little bit older. He's therefore a little bit cooler. But dude, you know, your friend's just intrigued. Like, I mean, and it sounds like Dustin isn't trying to punk you or be like, oh, your friend's my friend now. Like, I mean, your buddy obviously likes you. He came over. He didn't know that your brother was there. So, I mean, you know, you can talk to your brother. He's your brother, like, one-on-one. Be like, hey, man, my friends really like you a lot. And just sometimes I get a little bit jealous of that. Like, and if Dustin's chill, he's making his own guac. Maybe you catch him after a skate session, or you guys go on a nice skate session. You know, you wax a curb, and while you're hitting the curb a few times, trying to do new tricks, you know, do a tail slide or something like that. You talk to him and you go, dude, look, bro, fucking whatever my friend's name is, Alex cruised over and he thought you were sick, and you guys kind of hung out, and I felt like wedged out. They say Three's Company. Do you mind, like, if at least when we come over, like, I don't know, you don't stay in your room, but maybe you're watching a movie, we can go chill, and then all later together we can spend time together around dinner, and when mom gets us a pizza or whatever. But I think an open, honest conversation. He's your bro, and it sounds like Dustin's chill. He'll get it. What do you think, Aaron?
I mean, if his older brother's 16, it means he's probably driving. Like,
yeah,
if he's cool and you're cool with him, then use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Go places.
Might take you guys to a movie, dude. Yeah, bro. That's what's up. That's a great call. And flip side of that, too, is he's driving. He's going to be busier soon. It's not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be with his own buddies. He sounds like he's freaking chill, dude.
Or the ladies.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to get a girlfriend real quick making dank guac. So, yeah, bro, I think right now it's just, you know, you're feeling the effects. Maybe it's summer, it's quarantine. You guys are able to have some friends over now, and he's been home a lot more. So I feel like that it won't even be an issue going forward. But an open, honest talk with your bro is always good, too. Cool, dude. Sick, man. Other than that, dude, just skate, bro. That's all you need to do. And then get that guac recipe. All right, dudes. Fired up, dude. Ibn Battuta, Beast, Aaron, thank you. You're freaking absolute ledge, dude. Questions, comments, suggestions, whatever, dude. StriderWilsonTrades@gmail.com. Hit me up, dude. All right, late, dude.